Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Here's a tweet from CW guys. XRP is causing confusion even in the latter stages of its convergence. It's creating fake breakouts, causing high leverage positions to be liquidated and spot investors to abandon their balance. However, the direction will be determined before the end of the week, and sub-indicators indicate a potential rise. Now, this is the XRP chart. As you guys can see, after this massive move to the upside, after, the entire crypto market collapsed, XRP is now just consolidating in this triangular bullish pennant pattern. I've got the XRP chart up here, and you guys can see we've seen, weird, kind of pumps every so often, this was an interesting one here. Look at that volume bar down in there. Weird pumps on the XRP chart, followed by similar declines. But guys, XRP has been maintaining this shape, this bullish pennant pattern shape. Even just within the last couple of hours here, you guys can see XRP did move to the upside. And now I guess we're just wondering what's going to happen next. So a couple of hours ago, this is the hourly chart. We did see XRP pump. I'm wondering, how is this similar to Bitcoin? Can we glean any kind of similarities here? The Bitcoin chart is up right now. And although we did see a strong move to the upside for Bitcoin over this longish period, it's just been a bit of a grind. And then it wasn't until Wednesday that we saw Bitcoin shoot up again. So not a carbon copy, although there are several similarities on the Bitcoin chart as there are on the XRP chart. We've also seen strange moves to the upside followed by sharp downturns for the Bitcoin chart. And now, guys, Bitcoin is just consolidating in and around 90,700. I think, that $90,000 mark, that is where, at this point in time, that is where traders are happy to be buying and selling. I'm not going to lie, getting down to the 80s was quite worrisome, I think, for many. But now, guys, we are seeing that sustained push to the upside for Bitcoin. And for the rest of all coins, we are seeing fear and greed still firmly at 20. And, things are not good when I'm excited to see fear and greed at 20, where we're no longer in extreme fear, but just fear, just classic fear here. Market cap at $3.09 trillion. So that's down by a little bit. The market has not been stellar, but it hasn't been terrible either. We're seeing a mix of green and red now on the charts. A lot of low volume activity. So we're just kind of wondering where crypto is going next. If we just take a look at the XRP chart again, we're bound for a move to the upside, hopefully. Members of the XRP community, I think, were a bit worried when they got this notice here. People are freaking out over CoinShares withdrawing their XRP ETF filing, but they're missing the entire plot. So this was another factor that should have gotten XRP price, I think, down a little bit. However, I don't really think it did affect price. Ripple Bolt Winkle here posting this. This isn't bearish at all. Small issues step aside when bigger players are about to dominate a market. And XRP's ETF lane is filling with heavyweights like 21 Shares, Wisdom Tree, Fidelity, and BlackRock. Weak hands exit, serious institutions enter. Who's waiting for all those XRP ETFs to finally be launched? And are you guys waiting for an explosive price pump to the upside once we do see that institutional demand? Well, how long is that going to take, guys? You guys can follow my train of thought over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on this. I will be holding a live Q&A event tomorrow afternoon, Sunday, November the 30th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you got to be a Patreon subscriber to join the live Q&A. It is only $5 a month, so the Patreon, very affordable, I think. I know a lot of people spend more than $5 on rubbish every single day. Check it out if that's something you're interested in. You got to subscribe and stay subscribed, though, to lock into that $5 price subscription. So we've got the ETFs. Did CoinShares withdraw their XRP filing knowing there isn't enough XRP left for them to fulfill their ETF obligations? So now the rumors are swirling, this coming from the real Remy Relief here. I think so, especially with BlackRock and Fidelity about to file. So is this the reason? A lot of people here speculating on this. CoinShares knows BlackRock is pretty much buy out every XRP left on the open market. Do you know what that means? I will give you a hint. That means XRP price. I think what he means here is XRP price is going to really soar. Do we have any other specific reasons why this is the case? Well, Anders here posting this. Grok saying BlackRock and Fidelity are rumored to file an XRP ETF soon. So, some people here are turning to Grok to get some answers. CoinShares withdrew its XRP ETF under SEC Rule 477. No shares were sold, and the transactions were never completed. This removes them from the race, likely due to market saturation, like big giants like BlackRock and Fidelity, rumored to file soon and focus on their NASDAQ merger. So this is one reason for the possible withdrawal. However, we did get another official reason here. CoinShares is merging into a new company called Odysseus Holdings Limited, intended to strengthen their U.S. digital market with new products. They will most likely wait until after Q1 of 2026 close before resubmitting new ETFs. So this courtesy of Chad Steingraber here. They're undergoing a merger with a special purpose acquisition, or a SPAC, Vine Hill Capital. The transaction is structured as a business combination with Vine Hill Capital that will result in a new company. So that will enable CoinShares to access the larger U.S. capitals market and expand its international presence. It will allow U.S. investors to more directly participate in CoinShares' global growth. And guys, it also positions the company to capitalize on the growing U.S. digital asset market by launching new products. So this is likely the reason why we did see those that particular CoinShares XRP ETF being pulled. So nothing, I mean, this is actually bullish. You know, as Ripple Bullwinkle did put here, it is actually bullish. If they are, in fact, in the midst of a merger, then they can have, or they will have more resources, we're assuming, at the end of the merger to be able to file another XRP ETF. And hopefully for them, it will be better, more robust, and bigger. So looks as though that is the official reason there. Wanted to thank Chad, wanted to thank Anders, wanted to thank Ripple Bullwinkle, and CW for posting that. Santosumo Saba, guys, bringing us some interesting statistics on XRP and Doppler Finance. This is just a clip from XRP Seoul 2025. Listen to this.
Now, before we jump into the details, I'm sure you've heard this a few times already, but XRP is one of the top performing crypto assets that exist out there. We have top 3 in market cap, top 3 in holders count, but also top 10 within the trading volume of all crypto assets that exist. Now, Doppler is, in very simple terms, is a yield vault. We provide a venue for XRP and RLUSD to earn yields. And the best thing is it's all native. So there's no bridging, there's no collateral whatsoever. It's all on XRPL, which makes things much, much safer. Very happy to share this slide as well. This shows essentially where and who our users are. Our users are sticky, loyal, and compounding. And I'm very proud to share that our retention rate is around 80% with an average holding of over 4.5 months. The recurring deposit rate is 30%. That means over 30% will deposit again within 3 months, which shows that our users love our product. We have a very nice product, and also very happy to be here today, key sponsoring and key contributing to XRP Seoul because our user base is over 50% in Korea and Japan.
Huge user base. Of course, they say XRP, one of the top performing assets, top 3 in holder count, top 10 in all of trading volume. Now, this is in that particular region of the world, specifically retention rate about 80%, average holdings 4.5 months, 30% recurring deposit rate. Okay, so that's within 3 months. 50% user base is from Korea and Japan. So guys, obviously a very, very popular cryptocurrency in the East. Wanted to thank Santosumo Saba for posting that. And there's a reason XRP is popular. It's one of the first, or was one of the first cryptocurrencies that was being utilized in a real world setting from the beginning, guys. And this just out from Ripple partner Payson. They just partnered with JetBlue to reward the Dominican diaspora in the US for sending money home. So we got another Ripple partner here, Payson, the global fintech innovator. They just partnered up with JetBlue, Dominican Republic's largest airline. They've just joined forces to make remittances from the United States to the Dominican Republic even more rewarding. Through this new partnership, the JetBlue TrueBlue loyalty program, customers who send money to the Dominican using Payson will earn 5,000 TrueBlue points when they transfer $100 or more between today, November the 20th, so this was published on November the 20th, and December the 31st, a one-time offer available to U.S. customers. So obviously making remittances attractive. They want to start attracting more customers here. And since they were partnering with Payson, they're going to be integrating into DLT technology, leveraging the XRP ledger, which means super fast, super efficient, and super affordable payments. Think of it this way. The Dominican diaspora in the US sends over $10 billion in remittances home every single year, a vital act that supports families and strengthens cultural ties. And so if they can send this money a lot more efficiently, that is just going to be better for everybody. And, Payson, JetBlue can leverage Payson to attract more customers. PaySend obviously gets more customers through this partnership, and the people of the Dominican Republic are all happy because they can send payments a lot more effectively at a cheaper cost than what they were used to. So great news there. We're also seeing news, guys, coming from what looks to be Apple Pay. XRP can now be purchased via Apple Pay and Google Pay across 40 countries. So some, I guess, were wondering, does this have to do with Apple endorsing XRP in some way, shape, or form? And Vincent Van Code had to explain here. For those wondering, it's not that big of a deal. All it means really is that you can buy cryptocurrencies through Apple Pay and Google Pay, and it's not like they're using it as their back-end infrastructure or anything like that. Van Quiche here also commenting, it's funny, this came out the same day after Trust Wallet stated that they started accepting Apple and Google Pay. So, although they're not integrating it directly, it is good to see that, there are other avenues now for people to purchase cryptocurrency, namely through Apple Pay and Google Pay. And this is going to open it up for a lot of people, I think. The more we can on board, the more mainstream cryptocurrencies get, the more money is going to flow in, and the higher the price for some of these cryptocurrencies that perform real-world problems are going to go. So, just kind of waiting with bated breath here. Wanted to thank Vincent Van Code and Ripple Exity for posting that. I noticed some more Ripple partner news here from Vodacom, guys. They've just rolled out cross-border payments with M-Pesa payments. So it's interesting because M-Pesa, I don't know if you guys remember, they do leverage Ripple partner on Afrique for remittances. That announcement came out in March of 2024. There's also a connection with Thunes. We know Thunes is a Ripple partner. And as you guys can see here, they are also integrated with M-Pesa. So when I saw this, it piqued my interest. Vodacom, they've just officially launched their international payment service, M-Pesa Global Payments, a groundbreaking step that transforms business operations and simplifies payments for Tanzanian customers and merchants who travel or conduct business outside the country. Check this out, guys. They're partnering with Visa, Alipay, Network International, Magnati, and MTN Uganda. So those customers can now make payments using the global tap and pay system by tapping a phone with an M-Pesa Visa card on payment terminals, pay merchants in China through Alipay via a system powered by Thunes. So there you go. There's the Thunes connection there. Performs transactions in Dubai with merchants connecting to TerraPay. So there's also a TerraPay connection there. Of course, this is Ripple enabled. So this is elaborating on the significant features of the services. The company stated that they are secure, easy to use, and eliminate challenges associated with traditional banking systems. Of course, if you're leveraging, I can just name three off the top of my head here, 3 Ripple partners that are confirmed into this collaboration. You're definitely going to be using the XRP ledger for these transactions. Here's a quote. Collectively, they position M-Pesa as one of the most advanced digital payment ecosystems in Africa. This launch empowers Tanzanian customers and frequent travelers across East Africa, the Middle East, Asia, and other regions who often face high costs, delays, or security limitations in existing payment systems. So this is what the director said there. The launch also introduces new innovations that M-Pesa is offering, and that is one of them is the tap and pay in partnership with Visa. So that's the first of its kind in Africa. I know in other regions of the world we already have this type of technology, but for some countries it is brand new emerging technology, and it is going to democratize payments through RippleNet technology, namely the XRP ledger, leveraging XRP. So there you guys have it. Some great news there. Yesterday I touched on this a little bit, but I dug a little deeper today, guys. Ottavio did mention silver has officially entered its price discovery phase. So we were talking about how the CME halted silver trading the other day. It was, today's Saturday, November the 29th. It was yesterday, Friday. When you bring up the silver chart, guys, look at where it's going. Extremely bullish on silver. So after we did see that halt, guys, today on Saturday, silver is still rocking and rolling, finding a new all-time high, currently trading at a price of about $56.39 per ounce. So I want to remind you, I did talk about this a little bit yesterday, and I'm going to replay that clip from yesterday afternoon's video. Then we're going to talk a little bit more about it. So we just witnessed the first CME glitches in quotes there, when silver was about to break out. This coming from Macro Liquidity by Sunil Reddy, okay? Later, gold prints a $40 liquidation wick twice and instantly recovers both times. That's not real selling. That's market plumbing under maximum stress. So this is the gold chart here. Look at those wicks. And, the CME group, they were calling it a technical glitch. This coming from Kristen Shaughnessy here. Data center glitch and technical issues, both in quotes here, otherwise known as we can't deliver the physical silver because we sold silver we don't have. This is what she's asking here. And guys, this is the article, The CME Glitch Hits FX, Commodities, and Stock Futures. All right, I just wanted to set that up with a portion of yesterday's video. You can see the CME group halting trading, and everyone's a little skeptical about why they were halting the trading. Well, guys, we've got Ian Binns commenting how many volcanoes have erupted this year. So this is in relation to a new volcano that just erupted, 58. The reason he mentions the number 58 is because in simple geometria, XRP equals 58. Guess what the reverse is for silver? 85. So there's the first connection. I find it interesting because 58, all you have to do is add a 9 there, and you get Comex 589. You know what Comex 589 is? Well, I've done videos on this in the past. I don't know how long you guys have been with me. This was from 6 years ago, the first time I created, or the first time I published a video about 589. It was actually my 589th episode. And then I revisited the concept a few years later, about 4 years ago in 2021. But the Comex rule, okay, 589 is a term for a metals reset, likely refers to a situation where Comex metals markets governed by Rule 589 enter a trading halt and then reopen with expanded price fluctuation limits after a significant price move. Rule 589 outlines a process for temporary trading halts and expanded price limits in response to a triggering event, such as extreme volatility to allow markets to cool off and then resume with a new range for price movements. So guys, are we seeing this happening in real time, and will we see more of this in the coming weeks? It does not refer to a one-time reset of the entire market, but rather a mechanism to manage and temporarily pause trading during periods of high volatility. Well, that's exactly what happened at the CME group. And so, could it mean that there is something going on behind the scenes that they do not want to tell us, at least not right now? I mean, banks, central banks, have been buying up precious metals at alarmingly high rates over the last few years. Could this mean the path to XRP becoming a legal tender is eventually upon us, guys? This is a theory from Stern Drew here, okay? Legal tender, eventually the global reserve currency. This is not a fantasy. So here's the case. XRP becomes regulated settlement infrastructure. We know this is what's happening right now. We have clarity frameworks. We've got the ETFs being finalized. XRP transitions from speculative to a regulated liquidity instrument. Then we have governments adopting this faster, cheaper rails for wholesale settlement, countries under debt pressure, which we all know is happening, currency volatility or capital flight, and we need a neutral, instant, low-cost asset. Of course, XRP is positioned to do exactly that. Central banks then will adopt synthetic CBDC models. We know this is already happening in the United States, in Canada, in Europe. Commodity exporters begin accepting neutral digital assets. So oil states, minerals exporters, and emerging market blocks, will eventually diversify away from single currency dependence. Guys, they're going to need a bridge currency. Ripple's institutional stack then becomes the global plumbing. Remember, RLUSD. This is just one attempt to maintain US dollar dominance. But, I have a feeling most of the world is going to start, doing trade in whatever currency they want because they can with DLT technology and with cryptocurrencies. Global reserve currency status. So the final step, a global reserve currency must have 4 things. It must be neutral, liquid, trusted, and settlement ready. XRP obviously satisfies all 4. And so when multinationals and central banks and sovereign funds begin holding XRP as a strategic hedge against the dollar and yuan fluctuations, it becomes a secondary reserve asset. When enough global trade settles through XRPL rails, it evolves into a primary reserve asset because holding it becomes essential to participate in the global settlement system itself. It does not require replacing the dollar. It only requires becoming a settlement layer the world relies on when the fiat wars escalate. So it can sit there quietly in the corner being utilized as a secondary reserve currency. And then, if the fiat wars do continue, if we do see, currencies become devalued because of certain factors, well, XRP will be there, guys, not competing to be a new government currency. It is essentially just going to be sitting there becoming the neutral infrastructure that all currencies rely on. So an interesting perspective here from Stern Drew. Wanted to thank him for that. So guys, are we seeing the Comex Rule 589 occurring in real time? And was Bearableguy pointing to this the entire time? I'm going to be keeping an eye on silver. I don't know what you guys think. Do you hold silver in your portfolio? Physical paper silver? Tell me down in the comments. That's just my opinion. And if you guys want to hear more opinions that I have about cryptocurrency, the crypto market, how this market's going to roll into 2026, you guys can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Guys, I'm also selling Bearable Guy t-shirts over there at the Working Money Channel merch store. You can find the link in the description of the video. They come in all kinds of colors too. You guys can choose your colors. Bearable Guy, it's one of my best sellers here. That's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.